BMRforum.com and BMRodds.com. What is going on, boys? What is going on? Welcome back to episode number 61 of The Lobby. As always, my esteemed guests each and every single week. The man who looks like he's going to Hawaii with that shirt, Mr. Sienna. Sammy. What's up, Sammy?
What's up, Bobby? Enjoying the upstate weather, 70 degrees. I was mowing my lawn for about 5 hours this morning, picking up some pine needles, picking up the pine cones, picking up the grass clippings. So I'm pretty exhausted. I doubled my daily steps in 5 hours that I normally do. So I'm already over 20,000 steps. I'm normally a 10,000 step guy. So I'm ready to relax, watch the game, smoke a little, and enjoy the night.
That's crazy because I figured you'd be walking a ton at work. I'm surprised you'd be racking up that many steps doing yard work, Sammy.
Yeah, 10,000 steps around the lot is pretty normal. So back and forth mowing the lawn. I got 3/4 acres, so, a lot of work.
You got to, Sammy, you are in a position now you can afford to hire people to do yard work. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm in an unfortunate incident. My neighbor across the street actually owns a landscape company, but he had a heart attack at 47 last December and died.
47?
Damn, so young, man.
Yeah,
really crazy and unfortunate story. But yeah, he would help me throughout the year. He's been helping me for 4 or 5 years. So now I don't have that luxury of just a neighbor to be able to help me with his own company. And I don't know. I could outsource it, but now I'm basically choosing on a daily basis between going golfing or doing some yard work. Today, the yard work won.
Moving on, we also have Pipe joining us this week. What's up, Pipe?
How's it going, guys? Just looking forward to today a little bit. I got an under in that Pittsburgh. I don't know how I was doing. It was 3-0 a little bit ago. But, looking forward to the Derby and whatever else I can find.
Awesome. And then last but certainly not least, the man who looks like he should be the next Tim Apple with that black shirt, Mr. Donnie Rightside. What's up, Donnie?
How's it going, boys? Feeling good. Finally, the weather turned here in the Northeast, getting some good temperatures out here. Time to smoke some cigars, relax by the pool, head down the shore. But we got some business to go over, which includes my Philadelphia 76ers hanging around, baby, against those New York Knicks there. How about
that? Heading down the shore. That's one memory I always loved, from living back there, Donnie, Ocean City, Wildwood, summer nights, pizza, fries. It was a great time. Nothing
Maxie
like
came up big there.
He did. He really did.
Well, let's jump right into it since Sammy's got his esteemed New York Knick hat on. Sammy, well, I guess we'll start since I know you're dying to talk about it. Let's start with that Knicks 76ers series. The Knicks are up 3-2. The game will be tomorrow night. So I know you're rooting for the Knicks here.
Yeah, it was a demoralizing loss yesterday. Knicks had an opportunity to win their first series at home in over 25 years. The Garden was rocking. They're up by 6 with 30 seconds to go. They give up a 4-point play. Then they make 1 out of 2 free throws. Then Maxey hits him from the logo. Then they're up 5 in overtime. Then 76ers go on 11-0 run. It was demoralizing as a Knicks fan. It really, really stunk. Brings you back to the 90s when they would always tragically lose to, Michael Jordan and the Bulls. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game tomorrow, obviously in Philly. But if they don't win this series, it's going to be heartbreaking if they can't win it on game 7, if they can't take it on the road tomorrow. I do like the Pacers to take over the Bucks tomorrow, obviously without Giannis and Damian Lillard. I think the Pacers should take that series at home. But tomorrow, game 6, I also hate that it's at 9:00 at night for our East Coast. That means I got to be midnight just to watch that, which I will be.
Crazy. That is crazy.
But if you look at tonight, Celtics should take care of business at home. Shout out Miami. They won 1 game that they shouldn't have won. So Celtics should take care of business. I like them minus the 14.5. And then in the biggest series, the game 5, Mavericks versus Clippers. That's an exciting series right now. I like the Dallas Mavericks to take out the Clippers. That line's moved from 1 to 3. So I'm going to follow the money on this one and take Dallas tonight.
All right, Sammy. Good luck with those. Pipe, but what do you got for tonight's playoff games?
I don't like anything on it, Bobby.
Okay. What do you think about these series so far? Well,
it's expected. Boston should have never lost that game to the Heat. They made them look bad over there. But you saw what they did when they went back to Miami. And Jimmy Butler's out. So, that goes that. But I kind of like the Clippers, but I'm not going to fade you, Sammy.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Donnie, what do you got for the playoffs? How do you like these series?
Yeah, look, I'm just happy the Sixers are hanging around. Now we'll see what happens on Thursday night. It will be awesome. Now get back to the Garden, game number 7. Whatever happens, happens. The atmosphere will be electric. It'll be fun to watch his fan bases, both the Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's see if that happens here. But also 2 games tonight. And Pipe is right about this. You got the attention of the Boston Celtics in game number 2 on their home court when you beat them here. And you had to do something historic, like make 23 3-point shots on the road in order to win that basketball game. They got trounced in game number 3 and game number 4, and I expect them to get beat down in game number 5. But the question is, it's not will they win the game. It's minus 14 here. It's 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
I think Boston can cover, yes, but it's just a large number. But I got to tell you this. That number is not scaring me at 201, 201, or 200.5 as a total. I don't know how many points the Miami Heat are actually going to score tonight, and I would be hard-pressed to think that the Heat actually make it even into the 90s. I'm going to go a little pipeism here. Let's go under 200.5 points in that game. But I also like the Dallas Mavericks. I like a minus 2.5 in that game, but that's an extremely low number. But as we know, that number is just not picked out of a hat. I don't see a lot of offense for the Heat tonight, to be honest.
All right, Donnie, thank you for that, and good luck. Let's keep gears here a little bit in the NBA. Let's talk a little Lakers. Let's talk a little LeBron and Darvin Ham. Sammy, with regards to LeBron and Ham, you think Darvin's going to move on from the Lakers, and with LeBron, what do you think's going to happen? Is he, he's becoming a free agent this year? Is he going somewhere else? Is he retiring? What are you thinking?
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed reports basically saying that 1, that he wants to opt out and be a free agent, and that 2, that he's going to sign with the Lakers for 2 to 3 years. So I think some might have to do with the coach based on what LeBron ends up doing.
Right.
There's all the talk about Bronny James, so he might be a free agent until the draft to see if some stupid team is stupid enough to draft Bronny just to get LeBron. So drafting Bronny is not a good decision, but getting LeBron for a couple of years would be a good decision. So you have to weigh those pros and cons. But in the end of the day, the Lakers are a losing team. You could say that they won the bubble title a few years ago and that they won the in-season tournament. But other than that, they've been smoked by Denver for the last 2 years, and really nothing to say that they're even close to having a chance against Denver in any longevity. You could say they were up by over 10 points in every game, but NBA is a game of runs. Clippers were up by 31 over the Mavericks, and the Mavericks came back to take the lead, only for the Clippers to steal in the last 3 minutes. So NBA is a game of runs. I always say, the reason how the Clippers were up by 31 is the way that the Mavericks came back from down 31. Clippers made all their shots early. The Mavs made all their shots late. So, the NBA is a game of runs. Listen, LeBron is still putting up ridiculous numbers. People love to hate the guy. I actually am one of those. I like to see him lose. But in the end of the day, his stats are his stats. So if he's 40 years old, he's putting up the numbers that he's putting up. Why would you not want him?
Exactly. Pipe, what's your take on this?
I kind of agree. Wasn't it a while back that the Warriors tried to get him, and he turned them down? Is what I heard, and that would have been something, huh? Him and Curry, and I don't know. He's showing his. I think he stays with the Lakers, man. I really do. I kind of feel that he showed when he shined the Warriors away from that trade. They did give him an option, and he didn't take it. So I say he's going to stick around.
What do you think about Bronny? What do you think's going to happen with him?
I really don't think he's good enough to even be considered.
But for some team just to get his dad.
Well, that is possible. You do know that they want to play. And will the Lakers take Bronny?
It's a good question.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
What do you think, Donnie?
They're going to take Bronny, but they don't have I don't think they have a first-round pick this year, so easily in the second round. They're just wasted picks anyway. And for another team to go out there and be like, hey, we'll draft Bronny James 22nd overall because we'll get LeBron James. LeBron James just has to put that feeler out there and goes, I'm not signing with anybody but Los Angeles. I don't care if you sign my son or not. Nobody's going to draft his son because, as Pipe says, he might be an NBA player, but nobody's going to waste a first-round pick on Bronny James. Second-round picks, usually those guys never see the light of the day in the NBA. I think that's where the Lakers pick up his son just to keep him happy and keep him in Los Angeles because I don't think he wants to leave. Like, where's he going? Boston,
Yeah.
Philadelphia, he's not going. Milwaukee, he's not going anywhere. He likes it in Los Angeles. He won a title there. He's going to end his career there. It's where his family is now. They'll draft Bronny to keep him happy somewhere in the second round. They'll try to make a couple moves here because the one thing that's tough is the Lakers actually played really good basketball against the Nuggets, but the Nuggets are just that good and probably will win a second championship this year. So it's a tough scene all around. But LeBron James, to me, I would put it at a minus 500 that he stays with the Lakers.
Wow.
All righty. We will definitely see what happens with that. And, this coming Sunday, guys, I like to see all you boys in it. Our first event of poker.
we're back.
So welcome back to poker. We are back. Make sure you shoot me a private message or go ahead and comment in my poker thread. We'll definitely get you involved. The more, the merrier. And, Sammy, it is May the 1st. So you know what that means, don't you? Poster of the month. Thank you to JJ for putting out these numbers for poster of the month. Let's go through the top 5 really quickly. Number 1, Flying Illini. No big surprise there. Number 2, Diggity Do. Number 3, myself.
Hey. There you go.
Hey. And then number 4, Big J. And number 5, rounding out number 5, RR Silver. So those are your top 5 for April. And thanks, as always, to JJ for his hard work on
All good
that.
posters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely so. And actually, I'm sorry, tied with myself for number 3 is Pirates. Pirates tied with myself for number 3 there. But Sammy, you got anything on tennis for us today?
Yeah, I'm actually currently watching my last play right now. That's why my head's going to be popping up and down. And maybe I got some hand signals. So right now I got Taylor Fritz in a tough third set versus Sarandola. I'm 1-2 today. Should be 2-2 if he wins this match. But I am up at 11 units on the year, 333 and 284. So I'm having a good week right now in Madrid, plus 11 units.
All right. Awesome. Donnie, let's jump into baseball today out on the diamond. What do you got?
Yeah, a lot of stuff on the diamond this afternoon. So basically working with a half of a card tonight. But I got to be honest, there is a certain spot that I do like tonight. And that's going to be the Houston Astros team total over 4.5. The game is listed at 8.5, and they're a heavy favorite. Minus 174. Verlander is going to be on the mound. McKenzie, for me, out of 25 pitchers that I ranked today, is actually last on the card. An XFIP minus of close to 150. And just to put that in perspective, 100 is the baseline for a decent pitcher. 150 is terrible. Anything under 100 is very good. So I have him getting rocked tonight. And by the way, look out for the Astros. Couple straight wins, going for 4 in a row tonight, trying to get out of the basement out there in the AL West. I'll take the team total for Houston over 4.5 in that short card tonight, guys.
All righty, Donnie, thank you. Sammy, what do you got on the diamond?
Yeah, so looking at baseball, looking at JDS's contrast, you got 2 people that are really separating themselves from the pack. So right now, third place is Eddie Cash at plus 8.31 units. Second place, we're jumping up to 16.55 units.
Wow.
And keep in mind, this is 1 unit a day, or if you're picking an underdog, obviously plus whatever the underdog is. So there is an 8-unit separation between third and second.
That's a crazy difference.
Empire Maker 26-8, who I think won like 8, 9, 10 in a row, 16.55, and right now Head Sturks 23-10 plus 17.72 units. So there's 52 participants. Still a long way to go, but we got some real separation on top between Head Sturks and Empire Maker.
Nice.
For me personally, I am on the Yankees under 8.5 tonight. Their bats haven't been doing well, and you got the number 1 pitcher for Baltimore in Burns, 3-0, 2.55 ERA, strong strikeouts, and you got the Yankees. That's probably one of the top strikeout teams in the bigs. So I'm going with under 8.5 tonight in the contest, and I also like the Cubs to take down the Mets tonight.
No big surprise there with the Yankees there, Sam.
Hey, it's an under. I didn't pick the Yankees to win. I picked an under. All right?
Okay. Well, you know what? The Yankees are on there one way or another.
Yeah.
So I'm still.
If anything, I shouldn't be taking the Yankees. I live in upstate New York. I have 100 million streaming services, and I cannot watch the Yankees. So it's unbearable. All these blackouts and bullshit. I have the MLB package.
You should be able to watch every game you want with no blackouts.
Yeah. So I don't even watch the Yankee games other than one day a week when they're on Prime. Right. Other than that, it sucks. You know, it's
you could go to that site Crack Streams and watch it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I get always go with that, but
it's a little delay. But
the problem with those sites, Pipe, you can't really live bet off them because with the
no, you can only watch it. That's the bad part.
Can't watch it with social media. They are.
But
Yep.
yeah.
Fantasy.
Well, let's talk a little NHL playoffs, Donnie. You have anything for the playoffs? You been following it at all?
I've actually been following and really been enjoying it. Sam has got to be happy and kind of bored at this point right now with the Rangers just waiting around after easily dispatching of the Capitals. But I got to tell you, the Stanley Cup playoffs are maybe the best form of playoffs. Now, we all love football, don't we? And yes, Major League Baseball is fun. We get the point in the NBA as well. But there's something about the Stanley Cup where you feel like almost any team can win at any time. But I got to tell you, I am actually rooting for it. If I said, you know what? Nobody's ever watched hockey before. Make sure you watch this team. The Edmonton Oilers are so much fun to watch out in the Western Conference. It's one of those teams that I'm a Flyers fan. We don't make the playoffs anymore. So I have to cheer for somebody else. I'm not going to cheer for the Rangers or the Devils or the Capitals or the Boston Bruins. Can't stand those teams. So I go out west here. I'm rooting for the Edmonton Oilers here. And they haven't won a Stanley Cup Canada since 1993 in the Montreal Canadiens. So maybe they can break through this year. But I've been enjoying the Stanley Cup finals and watching them last night as well. It's good stuff.
Awesome. Pipe, you been following any of the playoffs here?
Nope.
Pipe, you still with us? Apparently not.
That's the way to say no.
Sammy, you been following any of the playoffs, buddy?
Oh, of course. I mean, Rangers smoked them 4-0. Now they're off to Carolina. Here's the ironic part. The Rangers are the President's Cup winner. They were they had the most points in the league. They were +3 on Carolina. The Rangers are 2-1 against Carolina this year, but yet Carolina is favorite against the Rangers in the series price. And if you look at futures, Carolina has better future prices than the Rangers, which doesn't really make any sense. Obviously, I definitely like the Rangers bias pick, of course, but how do you not take them? Also on the West Coast, I agree with Donnie. Edmonton is playing well. They got two of the best players in the league. I think they're going to win the series tonight. And watch out for the Avalanche. They've been playing real well this series, scoring a lot of goals. Yeah. So Avalanche are a team to definitely look out for. But playoffs are action-packed. What did I say about the Rangers? They have to score goals, and they scored goals that series. And I don't think Washington scored more than 2 goals in any of their games this year or in that series. So Rangers are looking real strong and at home. The Garden is rocking between the Rangers and the Knicks. Let's go.
Have you guys been following any of the night series? 2-2. I mean, that's been a really good.
Win on your home ice, man. Yeah. I mean, somebody on home ice, please win.
I know.
When you saw a 2-0 series lead for Vegas at home, you figure that game's not even good. That series isn't even going back to Dallas. Yeah. The Fortress, come on now, lost 2 straight games.
So the funny part about hockey is that it's probably the #1 worst sport for home ice advantage. The Garden can be rocking, the stands can be going crazy, but there is really no home ice advantage like any other sport. Football, there's a huge advantage. Baseball, there's an advantage. Even basketball, there's an advantage. Hockey, obviously you want to play better at home, but there's really no home ice advantage, and we're getting kind of proof right now.
Pipe, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, we can hear you now. Thank you, buddy. You've been following any
NHL players? Yeah, I got a couple in baseball that I didn't give out. I like the Boston money line today at home, and I like the Dodgers on the road.
Okay, awesome.
Good. I got that under in Oakland. They just got me big outs there. They had the bases loaded, threatening my 7.5 on the under.
Good. You got out of that jam. That's always a
good thing, Pipe. Yes, sir.
What do you got? You've been following any of the NHL playoffs?
I haven't really been messing with the NHL, guys.
Okay. All righty. And Pipe, let's jump into it. I know you had a little story you were telling before we started. I only caught a piece of it. You were talking horse racing. I know we got the Kentucky Derby coming up. What was the story there?
Yeah, I like that Fierceness horse. He JJ Gold posted if anybody had anything for the Derby, and I posted that he won down there in Florida, that old track I used to go to, Gulfstream Park. He won first at the 10 box, and I threw him with a long shot with the 7, the 4, and a couple others, and I ended up cashing the exacta and just missed the trifecta. But that same horse, I like him. There's only one thing. There's never been a Kentucky Derby winner out of the 17 box. I'm not going to be superstitious about it. I think if Fierceness gets out in front, he's definitely the horse to beat. He's the class. And what I'm thinking about doing is putting the 17 in first on trifecta and exacta. For those that know, trifectas, you play them key, and exacta, you either box them or you key them. Well, I'm going to key it with the 17, and I'm also going to play the 2, the 4, the 7, the 8, the 9, and the 11. So it's going to
Oh,
be
wow.
17-2,
It'd be a good field.
17-4. Yeah, I mean, I feel if that 7, 8, 9, or 11 can come in second, I'll
Right.
probably do the same thing I did in the Florida Derby and get a nice payout on the exactive, which is what I'm trying to do.
Awesome, awesome. Pipe, well, good luck with those. And, guys, if you go to bookmakersreview.com, right there on the top, hit on Kentucky Derby. We have a lot of great information on the Derby to get you started with that. Donnie, are you a big horse racing guy? You've been, throughout the years, you follow it, you just bet the key races. What's your
I'm not a big horse racing guy, but I am always usually involved in the Triple Crown, which is just about every single bettor outside the hardcore 10% out there that'll bet it all year round. I always have a bet on the Derby, but I don't do it because, hey, I know any background. It's almost like I go into the Derby and say, this horse looks good. This horse looks good. Throw down a $25 bet, $30 bet on a winner to see what you can do. But I think everybody has interest in the Kentucky Derby, even if you don't like horse racing. It's just a place to be on a Saturday. You wait for it. It takes 3 to 4 minutes to run it. You watch the pomp and circumstance. It's just a good day overall.
Yes, it is. Excuse me. Sammy, I know you're a kind of a horse racing guy. I know you go every once in a while up there in New York. When's the last time you were at the track? And what do you got for the Kentucky Derby coming up?
Yeah, so Saratoga's 20 minutes away from me. I will be up there 3, 4, 5 times this year. And actually, the Belmont will be at Saratoga next month. And my dad that retired last year, he got a job up there. He'll be taking the bets and everything. So he'll have a fun time up there.
Oh, wow.
So, that's
sweet.
Perfect.
Wait, how come it's up there, Sammy, real quick?
What was that?
The horse race is not at Belmont this year, the final leg of the Triple Crown?
Yeah, so Belmont's getting worked on right now. So Saratoga has a 2-year contract.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
They got 50,000 plus people that'll be there. A lot of New York City money is going to be coming up. That weekend is going to be probably $30-40 million for that town. So it's going to be really good for Saratoga. I'll definitely be, for me, I'm not a 50,000 person crowd. I am a go there on a Wednesday, go there on a Sunday, 10, 15,000 people, whatever. I can't do that many people. Typically, I love to just walk around. You people watch. You're allowed to bring in beer too, which at the Belmont, you're not allowed to bring in your own outside items.
Wow.
That's the best part about Saratoga. You bring your own sandwiches, you bring your own beer, you bring your own water. I'm not spending $15 a drink. I'm being smart and bringing it with me.
There you go.
That's right.
Definitely take advantage of there. Have a great time. In reference to horse racing, I'm very knowledgeable as far as how the bets go, but I'm a very simple man when it comes to betting. I'm like Donnie. I'll take a horse, bet $25 to $50 to win. Obviously, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. A live update here. What happens?
Taylor Fritz just broke, and now he's serving for the match. So that was pretty big right there.
Is that good?
That's good. Kentucky. So in reference to the Kentucky Derby, just like Pipe said, no one has won out of the 17 position. It's also
crazy.
The favorite hasn't won the Derby since 2018, and the favorite has won 40 out of 116 times. The biggest thing that's kind of interesting is that this is a 20-horse field, and you have 2 horses, 5 to 2 and 3 to 1. The next best is 8 to 1. So there's really some separation and class between Fierceness and Sierra Leone before everyone else. It's a wide open race, so you want to find someone 15 to 20 to 1, but sometimes favorites win. So I still have to look at post positions. My brother that lives in Virginia, he's a huge horse racing guy. So a lot of times I just follow what he ends up doing. So I'm just going to text my dad, text my brother, see what they do, and then end up making a decision from there.
He's going with Fierceness.
My brother's the type that'll do exactas and superfecta.
What do you know off the top of your head? What is your dad making at a job like that, Sam? They pay any decently for?
They pay. I think it's like $17.50 an hour, but then because it's a 4-day event, so it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
And then for the actual Belmont, it's like a flat $300, and then he can make tips and stuff. I have it in a text for how much he's making. Obviously, for my dad, he doesn't necessarily. I mean, he cares about getting paid.
Either way, that's not bad.
No, just to be there and
he's a horse racing guy. He's an atmosphere guy. He loves
the
being
experience alone is going to be payment enough for him.
Yeah, so I mean, then plus also if he can get some inside tips, he has the Naira app. He can make his own.
That's right.
There's nothing illegal against that. There's already been, he had to do an interview. They had to go through training and stuff. So there's rules, but he's allowed to bet on Naira app.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
That's a surprise.
So there's nothing against him doing that.
Okay, okay. I used to love going to the races. I mean, even back in New Jersey, I used to go to Monmouth Park. Donnie, real fast. You ever been down to Atlantic City Race Course back in the day?
I've been. I actually, as a kid, yes, when they used to run there live
Yeah,
before. I didn't know. I don't think they even simulcast
They don't.
out of there
No,
anymore.
no, they
That was
don't.
one of those big
They
old
don't.
relics that was dated
Yeah.
back to the 20s and 30s that had big
Yep.
racing. Also, Garden State Park was a monster one back in the day, which is now just a shopping plaza now at this point. Before it burnt down, they rebuilt it as one of those tracks of the future, which
Yeah.
worked out well for a while and then certainly went away. Actually, I went to a Triple Crown race in the mid 90s in the Preakness. I think it was 1995. So the atmosphere of the Triple Crown races to go are phenomenal. Like 100,000 deep there, infield filled. So they're great atmospheres all the way. Even if you don't like horse racing, the
Right.
pomp and circumstance and just being a part of it is a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
The big
for
hats
sure.
and the sundresses. We thank you.
Exactly, yeah.
Don't forget.
Reminds me of the South Florida days, guys, in Gulfstream
Yep.
Park.
Don't forget the
Yep.
mint juleps.
Yep.
That was my track.
Pipe, you ever been? Speaking of South Florida tracks, I know they big. They got the Greyhound racing down there.
Well,
You ever
like I
done
told you
Greyhound?
guys before, I started with the highlight.
Yeah,
I moved
Yeah.
over to the Greyhounds, and then I got into the horse racing, and now I'm doing sports betting.
Look at that. All the
Awesome,
angles
awesome.
you got covered.
Well, speaking of sports betting, guys, best of luck with all your wagers this coming week, and we will catch you guys on the forum.
You
Awesome.
you guys have a great weekend, man.